Hi, welcome back. We're not going to do much programming in this unit. In fact, we've already done what we're going to do. The rest of this unit is going to explore the Xcode interface, and we might write a little simple hello world for an iPhone. But in order to explore the full Xcode interface, we need to get rid of the playground and go into a new project kind of setting. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and close this playground, and then we can go to Window, Welcome to Xcode, to get our splash screen, our Xcode splash screen back up. And now we can create a new Xcode project. So we will get this view. In the background is the Xcode interface with a lot of things not populated currently. On the left, we have several selections. We have iOS, watchOS, tvOS, OS X, and other. Other would be things like console applications, setting up an in-app purchase, and things like that. iOS is going to be iPhones and iPads, so let's just select that for now. We want a single view application. As you might expect, this is an application that contains only a single view, and that's why it's called that. And once we select that, we can choose Next, and then let's give this a name like Hello Xcode, like that. So this is the product name. This is the app name. Then you will have an organization name. This can be anything you want it to be. It can be your name. It can be the company that you work for. It does not have to have a URL here, but it can be absolutely anything you want it to be or need it to be. The organization identifier can also be anything you need it to be. It should be in the form of a reverse DNS lookup, however. So com.edu mobile is what I have. Then the bundle identifier will be created from the organization identifier, com.edu mobile, and the product name, .hello Xcode. The language here is currently Objective-C. We want to use Swift in this course. The devices that can be supported are an iPhone, an iPad, or universal. In other words, an iPhone and an iPad. We'll just leave that here. We will not be enabling core data here. We do want to include unit testing because I want to show you some things a little bit later in the Xcode unit about unit testing and what that looks like. And we'll include user interface tests. Why not? So now when we click Next, it's going to ask us for a location to save the file. So we'll do that. I want to save this in Unit 1, so I'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm going to save this in Unit 1. So now I create, and this will create the Hello Xcode app inside Unit 1. Now, at this point, this app is technically complete in as far as, yes, it will run. It will be blank and so forth. So this application is technically complete. So what's all this stuff in Xcode? Well, all this stuff is going to take longer than just the rest of this video to talk about. But let's just start talking about general geographic areas in the Xcode application. On the left, I've got a navigator window, and this navigator window is capable of navigating several different kinds of information. So first I've got a file navigator. This shows me the structure of my Hello Xcode app. It's in a folder, as we can see, called Hello Xcode, and it's got a few files: appdelegate.swift, viewcontroller.swift, a storyboard, an asset folder, a launch screen storyboard, a plist, and a bunch of other stuff. Testing, unit tests, user interface tests, and then of course the products will be created, Hello Xcode app, and then the testing products as well. So this is what we call the file navigator. If we look at various different selections on the top of this, the tabs, this is the project navigator. The next one is the symbol navigator. This shows us all the symbols in our file, and it will show us classes. It will show us methods in those classes, and any classes we add are also going to show up here. This third icon is the Find navigator. This allows us to search in the entire project or filter it down to files for text. The fourth icon is the issue navigator. This is important when we have errors or warning messages, and we'll see this pop up several times probably as we start to develop. The fifth icon is the test navigator. So for UI tests and tests on our project, class tests, we will use the testing navigator. The sixth icon is the debug navigator. The debug navigator, right now there is no debug session, but as we get into debugging a little bit, we'll see this in action. The seventh one is the breakpoint navigator. This will show you all currently activated breakpoints in your application. And the last icon here at the top is the report navigator. This shows us our logs. So we'll go back to the project navigator at this point. In the center, I have the source editor. And right now, if we select the project itself, I see project settings. So tabs at the top, general capabilities, resource tags, info build settings, build phases, build rules. Lots of documentation exists on this project navigator. I'm not going to go into all of it, but the identity section is your identifiers. The qualified reverse domain name for the application, the version and build number, our build team, which is me at this point. We have deployment info, what the target is. We have the icons and images that we can add, and we have embedded binaries if we have any, and we can also link frameworks here by clicking this add button, and a drop-down list appears here. So the source code editor, though, its main purpose is to show us and allow us to edit source code. So here's the source code editor. It has line numbers down the left. If we click on a line, we'll get a breakpoint. If we click and drag back from the interface, we can deactivate the breakpoint by clicking on it, and if we click, hold, and drag off, we'll delete the breakpoint. When a breakpoint is active, it appears in a breakpoint navigator, just like that. So we'll stop right here, and the next thing we're going to talk about in the next video is this right-hand area and what it does. Thank you very much.